Hey again! I finally made my very first Halloween themed journal, and this one is more filled with scrapbook paper, less junk papers. There are a few things thrown in, but for the most part it's scrapbook paper, and I plan to use this for October. And you can see it's very sparkly, so I closed it with some sheer black ribbon, and this whole thing is made out of a Shutterfly box, which was sent to us from somebody we know, and I just decided to save it. And I decided to name this book Spider Silk because I really wanted to do spiders and webbing. And how I did this was I took a stamp that I had of spider webs and the little spiders, and I stamped on it with some StazOn ink, and then I stamped over and embossed with black and also sparkly ink to get this look here. And it took a little time, but I did all the hand stamping to make it look good. And then I took a stencil and I put the really big spider on here, and I added some metallic silver gel pen details to it, and I used a Jelly Roll gel glaze pen to make the spider black. And a little funny thing about it is that I directed the spider, the big one, towards the word fly on the front, and I just kind of wanted to preserve the word Shutterfly. And here's the side. I sewed my signatures directly into this line, so I decorated with a couple spots, and then I continued the spider web on the side. And then the back, I kind of worked around the label because I kind of like the look of the label being all webbed around and basically the grounding spot of the artwork. And I also liked the label because the name of where it came from, Whispering Hills, I thought that was really fitting, so I kept it because the name was amusing. But anyway, after I did all the stamping and stuff, I did some glazing with the Liquitex varnish, and then on the inside I used some Black Widow paper, scrapbook paper, and also glazed that. Now I'm just going to get into the book itself. I used a pizza box, part of a pizza box, to put that in there, and I thought the art was interesting. And then I put this, which is from a flyer, just as a tuck spot. And I made these out of using Joann's coupons that were expired, and I made them into basically what I call spooky Polaroids. And I thought that was fun, so I'm going to keep that idea. But yeah, so I made little spooky Polaroids. Added some really old scrapbook paper here. Added this Recollections paper sheet that came from a stack. And I liked it because it says Capturing Memories, which kind of picks up on the whole spider thing. And here's some really sparkly paper. And I used quite a bit of paper from a Halloween stack that I've been saving. And here's another tuck spot made of junk mail, and I thought that worked really well. And a couple more spooky Polaroids as tuck spots or tags, and you can write on the back of them. Yeah. And then I used an Angry Orchard box because I thought that was really funny. I like the look of the tree. And on the other side, it flips out. I added this Ghoul Gummy Tummy thing from Trader Joe's from a long time ago. It's a pocket. And here's the bottom, and I just washi taped that on there for some room. And here's the scrapbook paper. Plain sections. Some thin purple colored paper. Black, more thin colored paper. I made a lot of spaces that are roomy and spacious for doing artwork, so I haven't actually filled this thing with a lot of stuff yet. Here's a tuck spot, decorated with some tape, and I made these tags that open up and just tuck in. More black paper. This is actually some black striped paper. And it's connected here. Here's some green paper attached to part of the box, and these are just little flip out things. And orange paper with the extension of that other stuff. Here's a page where I added part of a flyer, and it flips out, and it has another side, but I thought that looked nice with this. And then purple paper connected to part of that pizza box with a piece of cream parchment stuck in there. A little bit of scrapbook paper here. And this is the center, the third signature, where I just put nothing but white and black for working on, writing on, putting pictures on. And yeah, pretty much it's all plain in this section. Then I got this part here, which seemed to go well. Another part of that pizza box, and it has like, I don't know if you see that, it has a zombie. And then there's this scrapbook paper, another part of that recollections thing. Some more purple, really sparkly purple. The other half, that orchard box that flips out. And then this, and then also this, which I really like because it's foily. And this. And here's another tuck spot that I added tags to, and a little bit of paper, and I did inking on those, and they just open up too. And I still have stamping and stuff to do in this, but you know, I like leaving most of the spots blank so that I can go back and decorate as I please. And I made this with some flyer images and some leftover scrap paper, and I made this little tiny tuck spot here that allows me to pull out the piece of paper and just, you know, add a note or something. It's the secret tuck spot, which it can only fit something so big, but it does work, and I thought that was kind of fun. Here is another one of those bags you can put stuff in, and then this was also part of a flyer that I covered up parts of it for writing, and then I stamped Happy Halloween on it, and I just thought that was kind of funny, and then I made it into a tuck spot with more spooky Polaroids and a note space, and those just kind of go back in there. Yeah. Some more thin paper, black paper, and this side I made more more note cards using leftover scraps. And I even made this, which this is to remember the scrapbook paper that I liked, and it was from the bottom edge, so I just took it and I made a little tiny booklet with leftover strips and just kind of put that in there to write on. Here's the other side of the pizza box, part of it, some cream paper, the haunted house page, which I think is really cool. More of that recollections paper, another spot with note pieces, and a sparkly tuck spot with a very large tag and the top part of that Angry Orchards thing on green. So that was kind of fun to make. And some more black paper, recollections, striped paper, and here's the final part of the book with the witch. So that's pretty much it, and I haven't added everything to it yet, and by that I mean I have like some of this purple netting stuff that I might add to it eventually, and parts of flyer images that just, you know, kind of work. And I like doing collage, so of course this is probably going to be fun to use. But you get the general idea. Once I finish working in it, it'll probably look really interesting, and it might get really bulky. You know, I might even have to split it. But pretty much, I'm not done. But this is the general plain version of my Spider Silk book. And before I close this video, I'd like to mention about a very small side project that I have finished, aside from this one, and that would be this, which is the Electro Monroe notepad. And basically, all this came from the previous project of my Chocolate Happiness book, and I had a jumbo circle templates card backing from some packaging, and I thought it made a nice paper cover type thing. So I folded it in half, and I made it into a one signature sketchbook. And as you can see on the inside, I added some blue paper for the opening, and then I sewed it in the center with some blue thread and just used some basic sketch paper to add in there. And here's the back. I haven't added anything on the inside, and then the back is white. But I found that this part here on these notebooks was useful because it let me just add a little piece of old elastic as a closure, and it just kind of hooked on there. And the whole idea just kind of inspired me to make some cover art, which is what this is. I kind of assembled it in my program, and then I printed it out in some photo paper and glued it on, so I thought that was really cool, and I just wanted to share that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are the recent projects, and I hope to get back to these eventually to show you more, so thank you for watching.